Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm reviewing Star Wars: The High Republic Out of the Shadows, which was written by Justina Ireland and was released on July 27th, 2021. So yeah, it's the second young adult novel in the High Republic series, and I thought it was a solid entry. I definitely enjoyed the novel, but I didn't think it was as good as Light of the Jedi, The Rising Storm, or Into the Dark. I enjoyed those books a lot more than this one, but I still definitely did really enjoy this one. I still think it's a pretty good story, but I just didn't enjoy as much as those. But the novel was definitely a lot slower paced than really any of the other ones. Obviously just released around The Rising Storm, so compared to that one, it's a lot more slower paced than that. The majority of the novel takes place on Coruscant, so it's really only, for the most part, one location, and so there's really not a lot of action going on during those moments. There are some where The Rising Storm, even though that mostly took place at the Rebellic Fair, there was obviously a lot of action going on, so this one's slower paced, but I don't think that was a bad thing. I definitely did enjoy it. It had a lot more character moments and whatnot, and it definitely really developed some of the characters. Definitely one of the more main characters of Vanessa Rowe. He was a main character in the middle grade novel Test of Courage, also written by Ireland. I thought she was, I enjoyed her in that novel, but I really liked her in this one. She's probably my favorite character in the story. But novel, it's from the point of view of, I think, about 4 characters. Vanessa Rowe. Reith Silas has a few chapters. He's not really a huge character in the story. He's definitely present in a lot of the novel, but most of his point of view chapters are at the start of the book, and then the rest he's kind of there and present, but not really the main focus of the story. Which I will say I was kind of a little upset about that, because after Into the Dark I really wanted to get more of him, and I was kind of expecting to get a little more of him in this novel, but it wasn't the case, which is fine. It wasn't a huge deal. Also, another character from Into the Dark. I don't think there was ever a chapter where we never got any point of view with the character in Into the Dark, but character Nan, the young Nihil member you saw in Into the Dark. There's definitely a few chapters of her point of view. Not more like Reith, where not a lot, but there's definitely a lot of that, which she's kind of there. She's transporting Mara Santeca for Marchion Rowe, and a lot of stuff happens there with her and whatnot, which I'll get into that more in a little bit. But then there's a new character, Silvestri Yarrow. This is kind of this new character who's part of the Bind Guild, which after the events of Into the Dark, they're no longer around, so she kind of just has her ship and doing stuff by herself, but he gets attacked by the Nihil at the start of the book, and that's kind of where the story goes. But pretty much her and Vanessa Rowe were kind of more 2 main characters of the story. The majority of the book is from their point of view. Could be in other chapters of other characters' point of views, but I don't remember any. So yeah, but Reith and Nan were the other ones, which, like I said, they don't get a lot of chapters, and I definitely was wanting more of Reith, but we do get some moments with him and Komaka Avitus and his new master, which I really enjoyed. Once again, they weren't the main focus, so we don't get a whole lot of that. Wish we got a little more. And obviously, Nan, like I said, was she's transporting Mara Santeca for, Markion Row, and, there are some big, developments with, Mara Santeca in this book, which I'll get into, more in a little bit, but, I enjoyed seeing Nan more with the Nile in this book, because Into the Dark, she's, pretending she isn't, so the majority of the novel, we don't see her with the, Nile, so I enjoyed seeing her with Nile in this, book, but like I said earlier, my favorite character was Ernesto Rowe, which I really liked how the character, grew on me in this book, because she was first introduced in the middle grade novel, A Test of Courage, which, like I said, was also written by Justina Ireland. And I liked her in that novel, along with her now Padawan Emery Cantaros. But I was hoping to get some more adult, I guess, with those two, because that Test of Courage is definitely way above my reading level. So I just didn't. It's a lot more basic in this. Young adult novel, a little more depth to it. Obviously, I prefer the adult novels over anything, but this definitely gave a lot more depth to her character, and I really liked how her and Emery's relationship grew in this novel after the events of Test of Courage, and how they grow as a master and apprentice, I guess, and how Vanessa's maybe not ready to actually be his master, and I really enjoyed seeing the Vanessa's struggle with all that in this novel, and throughout the novel she's also struggling with this force power, which involves hyperspace. I guess it was something she had when she was a Padawan, but it went away, but now it's coming back to her. When she goes into hyperspace, she gets visions, and throughout the book, when they go to hyperspace, she gets these visions, and then they all start becoming true throughout the book, and she's trying to keep that from Emery and the other Jedis, and I really enjoyed all that with her character and whatnot, which by the end of the novel, there's a big development with her and Mara Santeca. They are at this Nile space station, which I'll get into that more in a moment, but Mara Santeca is there, and Ernesto Rowe comes across her, and kind of speak to each other through the Force, and Mara gives Ernesto a path, hyperspace path, before she actually ends up dying, which I was quite surprised by that, because obviously in Light of Jedi, the Ride Storm, Markion Row was a big thing. What made him powerful was having the hyperspace pass, and the reason he had them was through Mara Santeca. So interested to see how that goes in the next novels and whatnot. But I'm definitely excited to see what happens with Vernestra and whatnot, and with this hyperspace path that she now has. But the novel also just had a lot about hyperspace, so I really enjoyed. We learn more about the Santeca and the Graf families. I guess we're hyperspace prospectors, which were people who found hyperspace lanes and whatnot, and how I forget how many, it was like 100, 200 years before events of this novel. It was there when the big rush of it, I guess, happened, and so many hyperspace lanes were found and whatnot. This big element in the we learned a lot about it in this story, but I'm definitely interested in getting more development with that, and something that interests me and whatnot. But the story kind of revolves around the character Sylvester Yarrow, who I thought she was an alright character. I didn't really care for her too much. I liked why she was involved in the story, and she's kind of the point of the novel. Without her, the story doesn't exist, so I like that. I just didn't really care for her too much as character. I just wonder, I guess, as the plot device of the story. But at the start of the novel, her ship gets attacked by the Nile, so she heads to Coruscant to try to get help and whatnot. But she's unsuccessful in doing that till she meets a man named Xylan, who is part of the Graf family, and like I mentioned earlier, big in the hyperspace stuff, which eventually leads them to meeting Vernestra and the Jedi and whatnot. And they go out to investigate where she was attacked and whatnot. But Xylan takes them to his family space station first, convinces them to all go there, which leads them to getting attacked by the Nile. Which when they get attacked, Sylvester learns that her mother, Chancellor Yarrow, who she thought was dead, is in fact alive and working with the Nile to make this gravity well projector called the Gravity's Heart, which Chancey then takes Sylvester and also Reith and Imri captive to the Gravity's Heart. And then the others have to go rescue them, which they're successful in doing so with the help of other Jedi in the Republic, and they destroy the Gravity's Heart. But Chancellor Yarrow escapes, and this is when all the stuff with Vernestra and Mara Santeca happens and whatnot. So that's pretty much a very quick rundown of the second and third acts of the novel. I left out a lot of stuff in there, but I definitely enjoyed the kind of slower pace of the novel. The ending was a lot more faster paced, but I thought the slower pace had a nice build up to the ending, which it paid off all right. I do wish there was a little more of character Xylan Graf in the ending, because a lot of the build up for me was because he's a very shady character, you don't know if you can trust him or not. I just wish there was a little more payoff with all the build up with him than there ended up being. But other than that, I thought it paid off all right. Not amazing, but just all right. But the novel definitely had a lot of stuff about the Jedi. Also, I liked something we see a lot during the Clone Wars and whatnot. Which one moment I really liked was the Jedi kind of getting a little too close to the Republic and its politicians. Because one big moment is kind of the moment where the Jedi and Sylvester's stories kind of merge together. Sylvester and Xylan have a meeting with the Senator Ghihara Starros, which Ghihara Starros kind of uses Vernon Imri to kind of get her own political gain, I guess. Obviously not, doesn't use them in an evil way like we see in the Clone Wars, but does kind of use them a little bit, and I really just enjoyed that entire moment, because that's once again a moment where there's a lot of characters you don't know who's really being the good person here, and who's the character you should trust, which I enjoyed that. But also I like seeing Sylvester trying to she doesn't like the Jedi that much, and at first doesn't like Vernestra and whatnot, but throughout the story we see her change her mind on that, which obviously that's nothing new, to Star Wars. It's something we've seen a lot, but it was something we haven't seen in this, era in the High Republic yet, which I really enjoyed seeing that in the High Republic and whatnot. But, I thought the novel was another solid entry into the High Republic. I just didn't like it as much as Light of the Jedi, The Rise of Storm, or Into the Dark, but I, still thought it was good. I just really like those 3 books. Like Light of the Jedi, I've given it one of my highest grades possible. I adored that book. But this one, it was good, just not as good as those. So yeah, but my grade for Out of the Shadows is going to be a B+. So yeah, like I said, I still really enjoyed the book. I just didn't like it as much as those 3. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. I'll be continuing on catching up on High Republic stuff. Next will be a review of, I believe, the 7th issue of the comic series, so you can check that out then. But I've been sorry, I'll catch you guys in the next one.